You sure I got this?
Absolutely. I'm here with, hey, I'm right next to you. That's what I'm saying. I got you. If you get stumped in any way, I'll be a filler. But
wow, like I can't even. First of all, welcome back to the channel.
what's up, y'all?
But I can't even believe 30-year-old Destiny is at this point today. Like I would have never imagined at 22, like for me to be here now talking about the story is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But when I posted like a little snippet of this TikTok we did, there were like a lot of people that could really resonate with the topic. Like it's happened to a lot of people, and so yeah, I'm gonna tell the story.
Let's go. You got this, baby. You got this.
So okay, 2014. I was 22 years old. Right?
2008, 20. Yeah, do the math. Yeah, 8 years. 2020 minus. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 2014.
I was with my high school sweetheart, and I'll let you guys know his name. His name was Christian. So wow, I haven't said his name in so long. It feels like. Okay. So we were together, and we have been together 7.5 years since I was like 14 or something like that. And we were going to get married. He had proposed, and it was about 3 months before our wedding in March. So I'll take y'all to the day before and then the day it happened. So the day before, it was just like a normal day. We were chilling at his place and we were just having fun. But I had to end up leaving the next morning because I had to meet with our what is it called? Florist. Our florist for the flowers for the wedding. And I also had to go to work. So when I got off of work, I remember texting him and I was like, hey, am I gonna come over or do you want to come over? I was up with my mom then, so it was probably like 30 minutes away from his apartment. And I remember saying, I remember texting back and I was like, I'm really tired today, so I would prefer if you come over to this side of town. So this is the day of. So I get off of work, I go home, and he texts me, he's like, I'm on my way. And like an hour passes by, then like an hour and 30 minutes pass by. At this point, I've taken a nap. I've pretty much like cleaned up. I was watching TV. And I just kept remembering like he was driving a motorcycle. So I kept thinking like, when am I gonna hear the motorcycle sound? Like I don't hear it outside. And at that point, I already knew. It was weird because I literally remember looking out my bedroom window and in my head I said, something happened to him. Like I just already knew. Because it was taking too long. Like it was only supposed to take like 30 minutes, like I said, but even shorter than that because he was on a motorcycle. So I just decided to get in my car and I started driving around the neighborhood because I'm like, man, something is just not right. Like I'm not feeling right. So I come to the corner of this highway. It's called 360 in New York. And I drive there and it's blocked off. And all I see is just flashing lights, like they blocked off the whole thing. And at that point, I got out of my car and I'm like, oh my God, it's him. Like I already know it. Which is just crazy, like how connected we were. Like we were just so like this. Like he was a great guy. Like, oh my God. Everybody that knows him, like that, because of course we were high school sweethearts. So I have like a lot of friends still that know him. And like he was just like a really good guy. Always laughing, a clown, always dancing. Kind of like Brandon. It's crazy how God just like knows who or the type of person you want to be with. Not to like compare y'all, but just to say like the similarities are definitely there. It's wild. So anywho, I'm walking down the street and then I start running down the street and I'm begging this police officer to like let me through. And then I just remember saying, was it a black man? And was he on a black motorcycle? And he just told me to get in the car, and we drive down the street, and he asked me to like identify some things that he may have been wearing or something. So yeah, it was just so crazy because I literally knew. So then like 10 minutes into talking to the police officer, the medical examiner calls me, and he is like giving me his name and all this stuff, and I'm just in the parking lot of my college at the time, because the college was like right next to where it happened. Like it was literally like 5 minutes from my mom's house where I was staying. So he had barely made it one exit away, and that's when he like collided with the car, and it was like he passed away on scene. But yeah, I'm in the parking lot, and I'm just, of course, I've lost it at this point. Like, I'm trying to call his dad and his grandma, and I mean, not grandma, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm nervous. I can't believe I'm like talking about this. Okay, so.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so anyway, that happened, and you know, I found out right then and there. And the crazy part is I remember texting him. I was like, where are you? In that same time, I think it's like 5:40 or something like that, is the same time that is on his death certificate, which is like crazy. Like, so anyway, that's what happened. So it literally happened 3 months before we were supposed to get married. And yeah, like after that, I just was a completely different person. Like my whole life changed. I ended up losing my job because I went back to work too soon, and I just wasn't there like mentally. So at the time I was working at a bank, and basically I had given someone like triple the amount of money, and unfortunately they had to let me go. My car started having problems, so I lost my car. I was just like hit a real depression. Like it was so bad to the point like my mom would have to feed me. Like it was the worst thing ever, and it was so hard because at the time it just felt like all of my friends were getting married, they were having babies, they're you know, starting to like buy houses or move in with their boyfriends, or you know, just life was just happening for everyone around me. And here I was like super depressed. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't genuinely be happy for people because I was so hurt and depressed myself. So to be honest with you, that depression state lasted for so long. Like I was literally depressed nonstop for like 3.5 years until I just decided like I have got to start living again. Like I've got to get on my feet. I can't keep, you know, using that situation to continue to keep me complacent in life, because life was just going on. Like I still had to pay my phone bill. I still had to figure out how to get another car, how to figure out how to get another job. I mean, you know, so at some point I just had to like kind of pick myself up. Of course I had my family there and a couple of friends to like help me along the way. But I swear, like when that happened, it's so weird how you really see who's there for you, and you really see who's like a real friend. You know, I lost so many friends along the way just because I was kind of, I don't know if I was just kind of like embarrassed and I just didn't want to be around people, or if I was just difficult to be around. So they just kind of like phased out. And so yeah, fast forward to, you know, 3.5 years later, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get my life together. I'm gonna start living. I'm gonna start having fun with my friends. And so I'm going out, and you know, not all the time because I've never just been like the going out type. I don't know. But fast forward to, I got invited to a pool party, And I wasn't even gonna go that day, which is the crazy part, but I ended up going, and that's where I met Brandon. And when I saw him immediately, I was like, okay, he's cute, but let me see if he gonna talk to me first, because I'm not gonna like say nothing. Like, I'm not that type at all. So he comes up and introduces himself, and then he just walks off. Like, what were you thinking? What was going through your mind? Like, why didn't you say anything to me?
I mean, at that moment, I was just like, I don't know, I was just trying to enjoy the pool party, so I wasn't really there to get at nobody. So
yeah,
when we got introduced, I just said, what's up? Oh, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. She said, nice to meet you. And she was busy in the pool taking selfies. So I knew then, I'm like, this girl's kind of full of herself. She was in the pool with her them sunglasses she got in every one of our videos. She was in the pool with her bathing suit on, those sunglasses, taking selfies, doing this.
Whatever. I was like, okay, if he's gonna come and talk to me, that's how it's gonna be. If not, then fine. I guess it's not meant to be. But anyway, we didn't talk for like it was like a month or two. We didn't talk again. But then we went to another party where we met up together.
Yeah.
We didn't know each other still. Like, we had just met each other that one time. But from that point on, he invited me to church the next day. And I swear to you, like, I don't think we've spent a weekend separately since that day. So, yeah, that's it. That's kind of like how we met. That's what happened. That's what got me to this point. But I guess I just wanted to finally kind of come out with this story, because I felt like at the time there was nobody like me. I was like, who buries their fiance at 22 years old? Like, who does that happen to? Like, I'm the only one in the world that could possibly happen to. I was so miserable, and I was so angry with God, because I was like, why me? Why us? We're good people. Like, why would you do this to me? So I just hope that this story is kind of helpful to someone that maybe has went through it or is going through it. Or if you just see, like, we might look like couple goals and things like that, but you just never know what someone went through to get to where they're at. And
question for you.
Mm-hmm.
When you told them how you started living life again, did you actually go see a counselor?
So, and that was a thing. Like, I tried counseling, but I think at the time when I tried it, I just wasn't mentally prepared for what they had to say. I think the only thing that they were saying was, you're gonna get through it, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and so at that time I wasn't really interested in counseling, so I didn't really deal with it that way. I kind of just sat in depression until I just kind of like climbed my way out slowly but surely. But at the time, counseling really just didn't help, And
that's a good thing. Like with the getting out of the depression, it wasn't just where you woke up one day and then you were out. You had to slowly progress to getting out of that. What are some of the things that you were doing to kind of go through that progression and then get out of where you finally were like, okay, I can kind of live my life again?
That's a good question. Honestly, I think that I just started to realize, like, my eyes really just got open. Like, the friends and stuff that I had, like, life was steadily going on. You know what I mean? People were elevating in life and doing things with their life. My family was so supportive, and they never like rushed me out of it, so I always had that as like a rock of like to hold on to the truth behind everything. But to be honest with you, it was just me realizing one day that, but it wasn't, it was literally like 3.5 years.
Yeah.
I say that I kind of like, slowly started to kind of like wake up and open my eyes and see what was going on around me. But that's kind of what happened. But like I said, it took 3.5 whole years. Like, and I did not, I mean, I dated like one person, but that was it. You know, I really took that time to focus on me, to heal me. And I think that's why I don't feel like I've been, you know, some people when they go through things, the other person has to like kind of pay for it. And I feel like because I took that time to heal, I didn't bring that into my next relationship, which was with you.
Got you.
I would just say, like, don't rush it. Like, even as beautiful as couples might look on the internet or on TikTok or on Instagram, like, you just never know what someone went through. You know what I mean? So don't rush it. Take your time to heal and focus on you. And I kid you not, and I used to hate when people would tell me this. I swear to you, like, I would hate it. It would drive me crazy. But people would always be like, when you're least thinking about it, you know, that person's gonna come into your life, you're gonna find the one. But I'm telling you, like, as soon as I started taking care of myself, focusing on me, getting myself like fixed back up, start dressing, you know, having fun, I swear that's like when Brandon was just happened out of nowhere. So I feel like the craziest part is when you literally put your whole heart into focusing on God and then focusing on yourself, healing, then that person is gonna, like, God's gonna know who to bless you with.
That's good. That's good. I mean, I'm like, guys, I'm so proud of her because it took everything in her power to get this story out. She didn't want to do it, but I encouraged her to do it because I'm like, people have to be inspired. People have to know how to come out of things. People are like, it's funny because when she did the post on IG, it was literally like 10 or 15 comments at least of people who have similar situations to her, and she thought it was just her, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm so proud of you for getting that out. I really am. And I don't know, I just hope, well, not I, but I hope she's encouraged somebody or inspired somebody, because this is tough. I didn't go through that, and I tried to do my best to be a supportive person for her, because there was no way that I was going to sit up here and be selfish and make it about me. I wanted to make sure she was fully healed with that situation. Look, I'll be here for you. I'm here to support you. And that's just important. Like, you need those type of people in your corner. So I don't know, what else, anything else you want to say?
I think, so how do you feel, like, how does it make you feel like sometimes that, because I remember when we first got together, I think it was actually my mom who asked me, she was like, you know, do you just kind of like not talk about Christian, what's his name? Or like, what happens when you mention his name in front of Brandon? Like, does he get upset? Does he get mad? Or like, so how does that make you feel that, and of course I explained to him the situation up front, because I was afraid that I wasn't fully healed, and I was afraid of actually, like, maybe I'm gonna call, like, slip up a name, or I don't know. But plus I just wanted him to realize what I went through to be the person that I am today.
Yeah.
You know, I think that was the biggest thing, because that situation changed me into an entirely different person. I've never been the same. Never been the same. So how does it make you feel when, you know, I talk about him? Or
I mean, look, that was a huge travesty for you. And like I said, there's no way in God's green earth that I'm gonna sit up here and be selfish and get mad just because you talk about him. Or, I mean, this was a fiance that you were set to get married to. If he was still alive today, there will be no me and you. You get what I'm saying? So I'm okay with it. I support it. To be honest with you guys, she kept his motorcycle helmet, his motorcycle boots, and his motorcycle jacket for the longest, and I didn't have an issue with it. I had no issue with it. Keep it. This pretty much the only memory she had of him, you know, besides, of course, pictures and stuff. So it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me at all. People heal whenever they need to heal, in their time, in God's time for them to heal. All I can do is just sit here and be a support system for her. And that's what I did. And, you know, to this day, she'll still bring up something about him, and I'll just kind of just laugh. Like, I'll laugh it off if it's funny, you know what I'm saying? It just, oh, Christian would do, you know what I'm saying? Like, not comparing, it's just a funny memory that would pop up, and I'd be laughing with her like, dang, that's funny, or something like that. So it doesn't bother me. And for anybody out there that has a significant other that's went through that, don't make it about you, because it's really not. It's a situation where that's a huge part of her past or his past, and you just have to be there to support them. And it's okay. Like, you have to be secure in y'all's relationship. Like, I'm secure in me and Destiny's relationship to the point where I'm not going to get upset or mad about her bringing up her past. I was married before. I had an ex-wife. We've had conversations about her. I'm not making it seem like this situation is that, but we all have past, and you can't be selfish enough to not let somebody express their past. So it doesn't bother me, and I we've talked about that, but I think it's good for them to know that don't make it all about you, because it's not, so.
Wow, I feel like a weight has been lifted.
Gang. She got it out, baby. Gang.
But it's like, I'm just overwhelmed that I was able to like talk without like crying. So I actually did my makeup today, so I would be afraid to like mess it up, and so I didn't cry.
Baby, you did real, and I thought I was gonna have to go get her some Kleenex, but you did amazing. You did an amazing job, and like I said, I hope this inspires somebody who has went through this, who's looking for love, who's trying to make sure you get yourself together, because you do. Because here's the thing. As understanding and supportive as I am, the next person may not be.
Right.
They may be one of them individuals. And you know what? That person may not be for you anyway, so it might be a good thing. But make sure that you are completely healed. When I got divorced, I had to focus on me and make sure I was completely healed. That way, I'm not entering into a new situation, comparing, saying, oh, well, my wife used to do this, but you don't do this, or you're complaining like you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to completely heal, and I took about 7 years to do that. And then as I was kind of, I was out doing my thing, partying, being in the streets and stuff like that. And as I kind of calmed down and was like, okay, I'm ready to love again. And literally I started flipping that switch, and then boom, I ran into her. So that's really for everybody. Like, no matter what your situation is, if you endured a travesty, if you've endured a divorce, if you've endured anything that has allowed you to not be with that person anymore, fully heal. Go see a counselor to kind of let those wounds bleed out, die out. That way you can be the best version of who you are for that next person. So.
Yes. So I hope you guys were inspired. I hope you were motivated. And I hope you just kind of see us and know that we fought to get here.
Yeah, it's a story.
You know what I mean? It's a story. Yeah. It happened. Yeah. And just because I get on, social media and everything's beautiful, like, it took a lot to get here, to even smile again. So that concludes this video. Thank you for listening. We'll see you in the next one.